BYD Company Limited, founded in 1995, headquartered in China, and then the company size, 93 billion cap. They're like a Chinese hybrid new energy company, so they focus on like hybrid cars, gas-powered cars, just not gasoline basically. And they started expanding to like the electronics industry and like solar panels and that kind of stuff. They're not listed on the New York Stock Exchange, but I checked. My brokerage does have them listed.
Oh, it's on Robinhood as well.
So it shouldn't be a problem trying to buy them, but they're just not on the NYSE. And they've been supported by Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger for years. And recently, Cathie Wood's ARK Invest fund bought in. Furthermore, StockNews.com gave them a B power rating, which historically results in a 20% annual return.
The Games Group, baby. We're all gonna get rich together.
One of the things I really liked is this PE chart. So you can see the price to earnings ratio decreasing over time. And so that either means the price has gone down or their earnings has gone up. Their earnings growth last year was minus 27%. That's a big decrease, but this year it's grown by almost 300%.
That's huge. What the fuck?
That kind of clues you in a little bit more on what's going on with the price to earnings chart. That's why the PE ratio has gone down more than the price chart. Now, this company is a growth company. Their dividend yield is about 0.05%. And then the projected next 5 years, they're projected to have a 95% earnings growth. That's pretty optimistic. I wouldn't count on that, but it's promising that people still think that. And then the revenue growth last year was 47%.
The Games Group, baby. We're all gonna get rich together.
In 2015, they had basically released over 50,000 electric buses and 12,000 electric trucks. And currently today, they have over 3 million new energy vehicles. They're currently focusing on expanding in North America. So they're building a new headquarters in California. They are newly a global Fortune 500 company. President Biden signed like this law basically where you can't make batteries, which these guys make batteries. You can't make them and import them anymore. You have to make them in America now. These guys are working on expanding as fast as they can in America so they can sell their batteries here. They sell their like batteries and other like electronic components to Apple, Dell, Toshiba, Microsoft, Samsung, Motorola. And then their competition is going to be basically electric vehicle companies and also other electronics companies. So you've got like Tesla, GM, Mercedes-Benz, Honda for those EV companies. And then like electronics, probably like Micron, AMD, or stuff like that.
I have a question. So you said that they make cars. Is like the revenue like from like selling, parts to Apple and Toshiba and Microsoft and stuff like that, or is it like making cars?
Mostly it's automobiles and then a little bit in their electronics components, and then a little bit in their batteries and some of their other stuff. But yeah.
Miscellaneous stuff. Okay. The Han EV, this is like, I guess this is like their latest car, but we
Yeah,
sold
the
in
Han.
China first. Yeah, it will be approximately $32,800.
32,000. What's a Tesla Model 3?
I
Oh,
think so.
46,990. So
Yeah.
47K. They're like 15K cheaper than Tesla Model 3?
At least for that model.
Toyota and BYD announced a partnership to jointly develop. After Toyota, executives were impressed by the value, design, and quality of the BYD Tang hybrid. Dethroned Elon Musk Tesla as the world's biggest electric vehicle producer by sales. And they're not even selling in the US yet.
Like as of now, like until like 2020 or 2021, or like it was like this year, like in sales.
2022.
In the first 8 months, they sold nearly 1 million electrified passenger vehicles globally.
Oh,
And
yeah,
as you
974.
mentioned beforehand, to a 274% jump from a year earlier. The Games Group, baby. We're all gonna get rich together.
The Porter's Five Forces, it's obviously a competitive market. I think a lot of eyeballs are on EVs. I think we all kind of know that. But despite that, there's a low threat of entrance because it costs a lot of money to start making electric vehicles. People spend so much time designing their electric vehicles. I feel like the investment that it would take just in time and resources, like if you had all the money, you had this, you just had a bunch of people working on it, it would still take so many years just to catch up to where people are at right now. So I don't think you have to worry too much about like entrance or substitutes for that matter because their cars are unique. Every car is kind of unique. Moderate buyer power because it's just a really competitive market and buyers are focused on price. I noticed that like last week or something, Tesla lowered the cost of their EVs in China as like the demand in China is kind of slowing because their economy is kind of exploding right now. So I would say that the buyers actually, I would have said kind of low because cars, but I kind of increased it to moderate because of Tesla decreasing their, like, forced to decrease their price. I think that kind of shows that the buyers do have some degree of power there. Moderate supplier power. I was gonna say low because they're buying mostly from the primary economic sector. Like they're buying like just stuff from dug in the ground or whatever. You do need some like rare materials for batteries and chips, and the supply chain was like screwed because of COVID. And because of Chinese like restrictions, they may also be struggling to ship their stuff around. So I kind of bumped up the
Right.
supplier power.
The games group, baby. We're all gonna get rich together.
So yeah, going
Okay,
back to
right.
the stock news power rating, I like the bar chart because it shows the different ratings, like how they performed the past 20 something years. And they're a B rated stock, so that's that 20.08% growth per year. And I like the way that they rated the different aspects. So they said the growth is an A, which I think is kind of obvious. Earnings growth this year is like 300%.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the sentiment is pretty good, but it doesn't have very much momentum. It's pretty volatile, and then it's in a bad industry. They are in the new energy auto specifically. So I think that stock news kind of mislabeled the industry low because they're in like a growing part. As I mentioned before, Warren Buffett and Cathie Wood own a lot of this stock. So Berkshire Hathaway got 10% of the company in 2008, and they still are holding. And then ARK Invest bought $13.5 million worth of the stock. The average analyst is going basically between 40 and 80. So the average between that would be 60, but I think in the next year it's going to be a little bit less because I kind of foresee things getting worse still macroeconomically for a little bit, and then slowly getting better. So
The games group, baby. We're all gonna get rich together.
in 1 year, I think it'll grow to $55 roughly. The company itself is growing like crazy, and I think they're getting a tailwind from their industry growing, the EV industry. I think as wealth continues to rise globally, people are going to be able to afford EVs. Even if you throw away the environmental benefits of EVs, or at least the so-called benefits, it's just way more convenient. You don't have to go to a gas station ever. You can just charge it in your garage. And then also you don't have to worry about Russia with their stupid oil supply.
It's the future, yeah. I agree with you that like it's slowly becoming a thing. The games group, baby. We're all gonna get rich together. Like it looks pretty promising, you know, like it's a growth stock. The earnings growth is pretty good. Revenues growth is pretty good. I think this company definitely has promise, and also Warren Buffett and also Cathie Wood and like all that stuff. Not only do they have like faith in this company that it's like gonna grow, you know, it's gonna be like there to like stay. I think this is a very promising company with all like the numbers, with all the news and people who back it up. I'd say it's a pretty good reason to invest. The numbers are good, the amount of revenue that they get, and the EV cars that they're developing, on top of which they're also looking to develop in the US and Europe and like all these other countries that like just besides like China that like they're expanding. I think they're gonna be a really profitable company. Bye.
Yeah, I'm genuinely thinking I'm going to invest money in this company. So this is definitely a buy for me. I really like their numbers for the past couple of years, showing like their insane growth, and honestly, really impressed that they haven't even expanded to like, the U.S. yet, but that's what they're doing right now. Like, yeah, like I said, they made a headquarters in the U.S. Their earnings are going through the roof. Their price is going down. I think in my opinion, it's a great time to buy, and so I think genuinely, I'm going to start investing in this company. China's kind of a wild card.
Yeah. You don't know what they're gonna do. You don't know if they're gonna launch nukes or not. You know, you
Well,
have to be careful.
that's North Korea and freaking Putin. I don't
Yeah,
think they're gonna launch
that is
nukes,
true.
China.
Yeah, but I mean, if one person launch a nuke, we all launch nukes. We're all gonna die. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that's how it's gonna go.